Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Saturday Night. And this is from writer-director Jason Reitman and tells the story of the first night of Saturday Night Live as Lorne Michaels, played by Gabriel LaBelle, tries to piece his show together with insurmountable odds and craziness that are going behind the scenes. And this is a slick, really well-directed, fast-paced, and high-energy comedy, biopic, all rolled into one, this period piece that really captures, like, the streets of New York of 1975, really captures the intricacies that was the set for Saturday Night Live, and how the camera works between Reitman and Eric Steelberg, who's the cinematographer. It's really impressive how this camera moves around. The editing is so precise, and knowing exactly how long a scene should go. John Batiste, with a great score, also a really fine performance along with a musical performance he provides here, really brings this together. It brings that energy, that coolness that Saturday Night Live has in comparison to the other work that was going on at the time between the Tonight Show and these other variety shows, and how fresh, intense, and sharp, and that counterculture kind of feel that Saturday Night Live represented. I don't think this film really digs too deep in terms of how culturally impactful this show could be. It reminds you a lot, especially because Lorne Michaels tries to remind people a lot of just how revolutionary this all was, but I don't know if the film really captured that. You do feel very much invested, though, because you feel for Lorne and his plight and his drive, and I think LaBelle gives a really fine performance. You have Rosie Schuster, who's his wife, and they're married, and they have a complicated relationship. When Rachel Sennott, I think, is one of the few female performers who really gets a lot to dig into, and I think she does a fine job. I love Ella Hunt. I've been an Ella Hunt fan since Anna and the Apocalypse, and she also as Sue Gilbert in Dickinson. Love her in both of those things. She's Gilda Radner, and I don't think she gets a ton to do, but what she does, she's so fantastic with it. But the real impressive thing about this is just how big the ensemble is piecing this together. You have the likes of Corey Michael Smith, who's Chevy Chase, and really has a way with him and a personality that just really works for this. I love Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd. He really, recreating Dan Aykroyd's voice and his mannerisms and just his energy was so pitch perfect. Matt Wood as John Belushi was certainly one of the most interesting and dynamic performances. Lamorne Morris, who played Garrett Morris, I really liked his arc and him trying to figure out why he was really here. I think Kim Matula as Jane Curtin, like I said, they didn't really get a whole lot to do, a lot of the female performers in this film, but I think she made the most, especially one particular scene. You do have Nicholas Braun, aka Cousin Greg from Succession, who played both Andy Kaufman and Jim Henson. And I think he does a really fine job with both of them really capturing their perspectives. And you have so many other great, like Cooper Hoffman as Dick Ebersol has a really fantastic scene in here. You see it in the trailers with Lorne Michaels in this stairwell. And there's so much going on there, and it hits so many interesting prospects in terms of breaking down this whole entire venture. There's just so many fantastic performers, and you see like the likes of Al Franken and Billy Crystal as characters in here. There's some really recognizable people playing some pretty small parts. Like Tommy Dewey plays Michael O'Donoghue, who's I thought was absolutely hilarious in this and had some really great moments to like show his comedic chops. You have the likes of, like I said, John Batiste played Billy Preston. But there's some really recognizable people, from like Willem Dafoe playing Dave Tebbutt, who's the producer and putting this together. Tracy Letts has a fun, small role, really connecting with Chevy Chase. You have Paul Rust popping up as Paul Schaefer in like a small role. Matthew Rhys as George Carlin is fantastic in his moments. And just J.K. Simmons as Milton Berle is so disgusting, but so fantastic. The performances across the board are great. The energy and the craftsmanship of this film is off the charts. The energy, this is propelling forward in real time for almost 2 hours, and it really hooks you, keeps you engaged. Sure, there's some like showy, I'm watching a movie kind of moments, but they do deliver in an impactful way, and you feel emotionally connected to this because of how empathetic some of these performances are and really understanding what they're trying to do in the plight that they have in front of them. Overall, I think Saturday Night is an endlessly entertaining, very sharp, perfectly directed kind of film that has an incredible ensemble and so many people doing so many great things in front of the camera, where maybe some of its story didn't dig as deep, some of it feel a little cliche. But at the end of the day, this is one of the most thoroughly watchable films that has come out this year and really boasts a who's who of young talent and some great veterans there to anchor it all down in an enjoyable and poignant kind of way. But those are my thoughts on Saturday Night. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.